With the thing?
Yeah.
Inception?
Yeah.
How was Buc-ee's on your trip?
We stopped. Toilets work.
Did you get some beaver nuggets?
Break any toilets?
No.
Was it clean?
Yes. Before I got in there.
Did you get some beaver nuggets there?
I did. It's like giant corn puffs.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
And highly nutritious too.
No.
Not really.
No. They've got like
dang. I've been buying them all my life.
But they're delicious.
They're still yummy.
Hey, I need some beaver nuggets. Thanks, Flash.
Thanks, Flash.
Hey everyone, welcome to That's All, a show where a group of chumps get together to talk about video games and such. I'm your host, Bryan McBallz. Here with me I have JD,
Hey.
Kristina, Misfitgurl, and Marcus, TheOnlyTigger.
Why I gotta be a chump, man?
We're all chumps.
Why?
They called you a chump.
Today's episode, we're talking about 3 video games: Assassin's Creed 3, Halo 4, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
On him!
And I guess we'll go chronologically here, and we'll start with Assassin's Creed 3. I'm going to turn it over to you, Marcus. Basically, I want to know, I played the first 2, and I want to know, in your opinion, if you think that the Revolutionary War setting really benefits this series.
I think it does, just because it's a change of location, and it brings it home a little bit more for a wider audience, especially here in the States. Going through just the history aspect of the story of what they're trying to tie everything together, just the vastness of the location that you have, traveling through the different colonies and the wilderness, and what they try to do as far as evolve the gameplay. I think it fits really well, especially with when you're out in the wilderness, being able to actually like climb on trees and run along like the different branches to get to like different areas and stuff. I think it fits really well.
So can you give some examples of how they like weave the story and the history together? I'm just curious on how they represent certain historical figures.
Well, they kind of branched out as far as how they brought in like the main character and how he got to the States, seeing that how his ancestor in 2 and in the previous ones was kind of like still like, I guess, like over in the first one, starting out in like the Crusades and like overseas in like the European era, and then going into like Italy and stuff, like with the Renaissance and everything. Like they actually bring one of the characters over on a ship because he's sent out on a mission to go find this key artifact, and they travel over on ship, and he gets established in Boston. So that's how you kind of meet up and like bring it over into the Americas. That's how they kind of branched everything together. It kind of sucked a little bit in the first 3 hours of the game because you don't even touch on the main character. You're playing as his dad, and then
Wow, that's a rough start off.
I know.
3 hours.
I mean, that's just like 3 hours is tutorial, and it's basically like
3-hour tutorial.
Yeah, it's learn
the
all
first
these
part of like Lord of the Rings right there.
At least it's not Final Fantasy 13 where the first 40 hours is tutorial.
Oh, yeah, the first 10 chapters are all tutorial.
Right.
But you're not even first 3 hours tutorial. You're the main character of the story that has been centered around. Everybody's been shown Connor. You want to play as Connor, like getting into the game, and 3 hours into the game is tutorial, and you're his dad. So you're trying to figure out like what did I pay for? But once it gets there, and they have their little, I guess, Pocahontas type meetup, because Connor being a Native American and him being like a colonist and everything, they like go through that whole thing, and then you finally take over as a young Connor and start getting into the real meat and potatoes of the game. So with the new weapons, him having the bow and arrow, they had a new weapon that they introduced with the rope dart. Of course you have the gunpowder muskets and the pistols and everything that work in there.
So do you think that from the hype that this game garnered initially going in, like, do you think it lived up to the hype?
I think it really did. Definitely, Ubisoft took some major steps in basically expanding their universe and the gameplay, especially just with I guess just the things that you interact with in the city. Like one of the main things that I wanted to pause.
You know where I'm going.
But just one of the main things that one of the main things that I did in the city once I found out, you can pet animals in this game. It's like, I'm just like, okay, dog walking by. It's like, hey, puppy. I know, right? Cats, like you can like interact with them. Like they'll like walk around your legs and stuff, feed chickens and stuff if you want it.
Can you kick the chickens?
Yes. You can assassinate chickens.
Done. That's all I need to know.
Payback from all those Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda and what was it, Fable too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Epic Chicken. Epic Chicken intro.
Yeah.
Fable 3. But yeah, the game really lived up to my expectations of it, especially with the story and how they encompassed and intertwined all the universe and together.
We're going to move on to Halo. And I know, Marcus, you and Kristina both checked out Halo. Kristina, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you thought as far as, do you think 343 took on the torch and made Bungie proud and made a good Halo game?
Definitely. I mean, the moment you turn it on, just the opening cinematics, I didn't even think it was Halo anymore. The graphics were so improved. They really focused on storyline this time around and actually making the storyline work with previous games. And then, of course, Master Chief is a badass, so it's nice to have him back in all his glory. But with this as well, it's not just the same old enemies. It's new enemies. Like I said, the graphics really enhance the world as well. So you're seeing all these vivid colors of this new world that you're in. And as soon as you shoot a gun for the first time, they really enhance the soundtrack and the sounds that the guns shoot. I mean, it just feels more realistic. It almost feels more like Call of Duty now.
They're retreating.
Yeah, I know I watched some gameplay footage, and just imagining how, compare Halo 3 to Halo 4, just how much more juice they've squeezed out of the Xbox.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
Oh yeah, honestly, I was surprised that I was still playing on Xbox. It felt more like PS3, which is what I've been wanting out of Halo, because it had that potential, and I feel like 343 actually brought that potential to it finally. And
I know like they're starting a new trilogy. Do you feel that the story is as strong as the original games?
Actually, more so. Yeah, at first it's a little slow, but once you get into it, it's got a lot of depth. I won't give away any spoilers, but it basically circles around the entire story and then brings a new story into it. So from that, I felt like they actually enhanced what was already there and then gave us something new to look forward to.
Yeah, and then on another note with that, you really see a lot of the story set forth by like the novels and stuff come into encompass in the game. Like you start seeing the newer model Spartans in the game as well.
Yes.
With like the Spartan 3s, they show up in the game, and the openness of the level design that they added to it, it gave you a little bit of that freedom that you missed since Halo 1. It
feels vast again. It doesn't feel so linear, and oh, okay, sure, I'll go from this checkpoint to this checkpoint, but I don't have any room to walk around.
These Covenant aren't messing around. I'm detecting additional forces inbound.
Can you get us down to the ship?
Affirmative. Setting a waypoint for Infinity.
It's a lot more open, but that being said, they've kind of limited your ammo supply. Whereas, in previous Halo games, okay, I want a really good sniper rifle and a really good pistol. You can get through with those two weapons throughout the entire game. And this, they basically force you to like scrounge around and look for weapons that you might not usually use to actually get through the level.
Good stuff. And so we'll move on to multiplayer for Halo 4. Marcus, I heard you got some gameplay in on that.
Yeah, I put in like a good probably just like 40 hours into multiplayer just like within the first 2 weeks. It was very addicting, especially with the new enhancements to like what they added to the game. Like Master Chief can actually sprint now. It's not just like a constant steady run like where you just feel like, oh hey, I'm floating.
Yeah, casual jogging across the battlefield.
But, I believe it's pronounced yogging.
Yeah, right. But that, and then also the class unlocks. Like you actually have some of the stuff that they brought over since that they implemented with I think 3. The different enhancements that you can get, like like the jetpack and the overshield, the team heal.
Yeah, you can get like your own armor customizations, and that's a lot of DLC too.
Right.
Is just different like variety packs of like how your armor looks and feels, and yeah, exactly.
Setting your own loadouts and stuff, being able to call in ordnance drops. They took a lot of stuff from the playbook of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And the gameplay just feels phenomenal and feels brand new again. And even for people that migrated from Call of Duty, they made it a little bit easier. We were joking around at it a little bit with some of my friends that we play with, but we learned about the control scheme that they have in the game called fish sticks. So like, of course, like we went. Yeah, you like fish sticks? But like the South Park joke, but. That is the closest that you get to the Call of Duty loadout as far as like the control scheme.
He was saying like there was the Borderlands loadout. It was a buddy of mine, Ninja. We were talking about this the other day, that he hated the default controls because he wanted to, iron sight on someone, or no, melee up on someone, and he would run up to them and then like iron sight right in their face. Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you run up and scope in instead of melee.
Right.
So, but yeah, the fish sticks control in the game. It basically mirrors like your Call of Duties and like other first person shooters that have that control. So it gives people an opportunity to just like try it out and then not feel lost with the controls, rather than, like you said, iron sighting in when you should have hit B. And it really does feel really good and solid. And then Spartan Ops too, something new coming like every week.
That's 52 weeks of DLC. I heard
52 weeks of DLC, something new every time you play. And then they're constantly changing the playlist as well. So like I think 2 weeks into it, and we just had SWAT come up, which is basically like one shot, headshot, kill. And you're running through that, and it's something new. It's constantly evolving. So it feels really fluid and really good.
Now, do you think like for Call of Duty players that have never played Halo, could they jump into Halo 4 right away, even if they haven't played previous games, and understand it?
I think they can. Because it is the start of a new trilogy. Like even with the story, it's something that they can, get introduced into the universe and the story. But then with the multiplayer, if they're willing to try something new, with a little bit of old gameplay style from like Halo, it definitely gives them the opportunity to try it and possibly love it.
Right.
Surprise, Batman. Guess who brought a jet to a gunfight?
Let's go ahead and segue into Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I understand that you two have been going with the multiplayer for a good bit now. So my main question, I want to talk about the zombie mode a little bit.
Okay.
But before we do that, why don't you guys tell us about the multiplayer? I know they revamped the system.
Oh yeah, it was a total overhaul altogether. The old Black Ops 1 was pretty much there was a currency system going to it. You could buy your own guns. You unlock guns as you level up. But now with they have a whole new system called a Pick 10, which is you pick 10 items, whether it be your primary, your secondary, your attachments, your perks, your grenades. You get to pick 10 items altogether, and it really changes the dynamics of it, because now you could have 2 perks from the same class, which is you couldn't do in Black Ops 1. Now you could be you could do what was it, Hardline? Hardline and Sprint, which was all in one class altogether. Now with the Pick 10, you unlock guns as you level up, so you get to play better you play with better enhanced guns, but if you've been working on one particular gun, you can make it better. You get better attachments. There's plenty of attachments going along with it. With the assault rifles and with the submachine guns, you can even get long barrel attachments to make them assault rifles. So there is a good overhaul. To what I saw with the developers' comments also, they said that they're constantly tweaking the game down to Twitter messages, to different algorithms for spawns. If a person gets killed so many seconds after they spawn, they move all the spawn points over to another particular area. And it could be at random too. So they really rebalance the game altogether when it comes to fairness and multiplayer. The grand scheme of the way it looks versus the old Black Ops, I feel that it has a more Modern Warfare 3 kind of look.
Definitely with the futuristic kind of style that they took with it, and some of the weapons too.
Yeah.
I know, like for me, like one of my favorite things to use in a game is a shot grenade. That, and then also like when calling in care packages, like you get the Guardian and just set like a microwave to like cook anything that walks by it, and it's like, oh hey, there goes chicken. But
and what's cool too is it isn't the game's not stacked against you as the better player gets the better perks against not the better perks but the better kill streaks. It's actually done by kills altogether. Your kills are worth different points, and 500 points will get you a care package, or 550 will get you this.
Right, they changed it to overall score, like how fast you get your ordinances. And it can, in objective games, it comes really big into play, like with you actually trying to get, like we play domination a lot, so like capturing points for 100 on the map for 100 points, and getting that, and then maybe like sitting back, surviving a firefight, nets you like 25 points that'll put you that much closer to your kill streak, and it really plays a big part in like the team.
I just want to briefly ask about the zombie mode, because I've been really that's what interests me about the game. And I know there's a large subset of the people who play just for the zombie mode. Have you guys got much hands on with that yet?
From what I've understood and like from what I've played of it, you spend a lot of time like really with the new transit mode that they've added in, being able to hop on a bus and travel like to different locations and like kind of hop out, go run, shoot things, scavenger parts to put together like different machines that can help you. So like you'll scavenge parts and you won't know what to do with it, and then like you find a way to put them together, and now you've created a turret, like a little sentry that can stand there and help you defend. You're starting to get overwhelmed. Well, let's go hop on the bus and travel to another area and try to take some of that stuff with us.
It's really more about survival rather than progression.
Really.
The Black Ops 1 was, you got to do this, you got to get so many points, so unlock this door, and you can get farther.
And it was all trial and error, because, you didn't know where anything was, and that still kind of is the same, but a little bit less so. It's more like teamwork now.
Does it like open you up to a bigger area like right away, or is it still progressively?
For the transit, you can hop on the bus and travel at any time. And what separates some of the different areas is like this fog, and you don't want to go into the fog because like these little zombie-looking baby alien things will come and jump on you and try to kill you. So, but even like as you're traveling on the bus, you're still defending against zombies, because they'll hop on and try to grab on the bus, and you're like constantly like knocking them off the windows or like shooting them if they happen to get on. So it's still constantly a survival fight.
Right.
It's 24/7 stress all the time. There's no way you could be like, all right, cool, we're going to the next area. No. you let's defend the bus, make sure a tire doesn't pop, make sure the windows aren't done up.
Yep.
Sounds legit.
And then
it's serious business.
And you basically, like, as you're playing, you can turn the bus into a weapon. Like there comes a point, like if you scavenge enough parts, you put a snowplow on the front of the bus, and now you're running over zombies as you're going. So it's really fleshed out. That's one of the new things that they brought to it that made it that much better. And you still have the classic zombies where you have the different maps. So everybody that pre-ordered the game, they got like the Nuketown 2025 zombies for the care package and Hardened. You have just like the set locales where you still like have like, level wave 50 of zombies that you can go through and still do that with your friends as well. So just definitely feels more fleshed out.
Sounds like my kind of mode. No, but it's good talking about these three games. I guess they're like the three biggest games of the end of the year here.
Yep.
They'll always need men like us, those who are willing to do what others cannot.
That's all we have for this episode. Feel free to follow us on Twitter at ultness, and visit our website ultness.com. Tune in next time when we discuss game glitches and game design and bad game design. I'm McBallz, and we'll see you next time on That's Alt.
Hop on the bus, go kill some zombies.
Yeah. Get on the bus because it's gonna get real.
Who's sitting in the back?
You ever hear about those like zombie, those zombie stories where it's not just humans best of the virus, it's animals too. So like, you could like fight your way through anything, and then
we joked about it.
you
mosquito.
We used to do a siege for like 48 hours, fighting waves of zombies. We locked them all out. We finally closed off the Walmart, and then it comes in. No,
Yeah, you're wiping the sweat off your brow after a long days of killing, and then one ant bites your toe, and you're like, oh, it's done.
That's like the